Hey gang, I just got approved for $10,000 by the SBA. In case you don't know, the SBA has been giving out loans to offset the effects of our current situation. So you already know that YouTube has been demonetizing if you say the C word, so we won't say that, right? We'll just say, call it the situation. So I actually applied for this in the first wave. The first wave, because I was watching Meet Kevin. I'll link his video in the description somewhere or in one of these fucking links, right? So he was the first one that talked about it. So I was like, hey, let me go apply for this. So that was probably some months ago. And I just applied thinking that, hey, it's not going to happen. So they end up running out of money, right? They end up running out of money. The website shut down and they weren't taking any more applications. So I guess my application was still in there, right? So when the funds renewed and they had a different proposal, I got approved. So I'm just gonna go through this really quickly to show you if you should actually take the SBA disaster relief loan. So what I've been looking at, it looks pretty good, man. So let's just go through this quick little fact sheet. I wanna say, yeah, this is it right here. So we're gonna go through this quick little fact sheet that is on the SBA's main website. All you have to do is type in, should I take the SBA Small Business Disaster Relief Loan? So let's go ahead and go through what this says. So it's different types of loans. We won't talk about that. We already know that we're looking at the EIDL, the Economic Injury Disaster Relief Loan, right? So according to this, what are the credit requirements? You need a credit history. Applicants must have a credit history acceptable to the SBA. Repayment, applicants must show the ability, of course, to repay all loans. Collateral is required for physical loss loans over 10,000 and all EIDL loans over 5,000. The SBA takes real estate as collateral when available. SBA will not decline a loan for lack of collateral, but requires you to pledge what is available. So with this, I lost my goddamn train of thought. Anyway, I'll just keep talking and maybe I'll get back on track. So with the SBA loan, the SBA EIDL loan, I was trying to figure out, okay, I'm approved, but should I actually take it? And when I actually saw it, I could have got upwards to, what did I get approved for? I think I got approved for 15,000, but I knocked it down to 10,000. And then I got approved maybe a week ago, and I was like, I don't know if this is some bullshit or not. One thing that I've heard is that if you use all this stuff on business expenses, that is forgivable, right? That this is a forgivable loan if you use everything on business expenses, but you have to itemize everything. They have to know exactly where all of the money went to. And even if it's not forgivable, from what I've seen, it looks like it's a loan that you kind of can't damn turn down. So what are the interest rates? Long story short, the interest rates can be from 3 to 7%, which is a really good deal. Mine's is 3.2%. I'll actually show you the real paperwork for the actual loan, because I actually haven't, pressed the button to say, okay, I want this shit yet. So the loan terms, the maximum term is 30 years. All right. So maximum term is 30 years. What are the loan amount limits? So for the EIDL, wow. Shit. Yeah. So for the EIDL, the law limits it to $1.5 million. The actual amount of the loan is limited to the economic injury determined by program standards. So since I wasn't affected as much as someone else, I wouldn't even 1.5 million. I wouldn't want that much, but I guess if you have a really big disaster, you have a really big company, you can actually get approved for up to 1.5 million. So what can you not use the loan for? What restrictions are there on loan eligibility? Uninsured losses. Only uninsured or otherwise uncompensated disaster losses are eligible. Any insurance proceeds which are required to be applied against outstanding mortgages are not available to fund disaster repairs and do not reduce loan eligibility. However, any insurance proceeds voluntarily applied to any outstanding mortgages do reduce loan eligibility. Actually, let's go to my actual document just so we can see the actual terms, because it breaks it down a little bit better. As you can see right here, it says that, you know, I was approved for 10,000. Then this is the actual document. So let me move this over. Make sure you guys can see everything. All right. So payments. So the payment, install payments, including principal and interest of only $49 a month, will begin 12 months. That's another thing. For me, the actual loan doesn't start until a year from when I actually received the funds. And I got 30 years to pay for it, even though I definitely wouldn't stretch it out for that long. And the interest rate is only 3.75%. Like, how can you beat that? Payment terms. Each payment will be applied first to interest accrued to the date of receipt of each payment, and the balance, if any, will be applied. Shit, am I recording? Shit. Yeah, I am. All right. Oh, man, y'all would have never got this damn video if I would record. All right, so because I damn sure we'll do this shit again. Payment terms. Each payment will be applied first to interest accrued to the date of receipt of each payment, and the balance, if any, will be applied to the principal. Each payment will be made when due, even if at that time the full amount of the loan has not yet been advanced or the authorized amount of the loan has been reduced. So you can use certain things as collateral. I'm kind of going to go past that because that doesn't really affect or involve me. Okay, this is something that's important. Use of loan proceeds. Borrower will use the proceeds of this loan solely as working capital to alleviate economic injury caused by disaster occurring in the month of January 31st, 2020 and continuing thereafter. And for loans more than $25,000, whatever. All right, so real simple. A couple of people is getting in trouble for the PPP loans. If you don't know what the PPP loans are, it's Paycheck Protection Program. So people that couldn't afford to pay their employees, you can get this PPP loan, which a lot of people was like, I don't want this shit, because what it was a lot of discrepancies where you had to hire the people back. You had to do a whole bunch of extra shit. And if you didn't hire the people back, then you would have to pay the loan back immediately. Just a whole bunch of crazy shit. And a lot of people were actually getting in trouble because they was taking the PPP loan and they weren't, you know, using it for employee paychecks. They were just running off with the money. But anyway, to avoid that with this EIDL loan, make sure that you just use the money for the shit in your business, and I think you'll be fine. Now, this is what I was talking about earlier. Requirement for use of loan proceeds and receipts. So this is how you prove that, hey, you know, I bought this, I paid for this, you know, this is what I use at $10,000 on. Because if not, you actually have some punitive damages that you'll have to pay. Bam, let's just read the first sentence. Borrower will obtain and itemize receipts, paid invoices, or canceled checks and contracts for all loan funds spent and retain these receipts for 3 years from the date of the final disbursement. Let's go to the next bullet. Borrower will not use directly or indirectly any portion of the proceeds of this loan to relocate with the prior written permission of the SBA. So the SBA, no matter how big the loan is, unless they say, hey man, it's cool for you to relocate. So say maybe you were somewhere and was like, I don't think I should reopen this location, I want to move. Unless the SBA says that's cool, it's forbidden. Next thing, borrower will, to the extent feasible. Now this is kind of, you know, this is interesting. This is an interesting one. Borrower will, to the extent feasible, purchase only American equipment and products with the proceeds of this loan. It doesn't say that you have to, but it says try your best to buy stuff not from, not to outsource your stuff. Try to get American-made products. I got a feeling I know how that got in there. All right, so a borrower will make, close this. Borrower will make any request for a loan increase. Oh, you get a loan increase too. Borrower will make any request for a loan increase for additional disaster-related damages as soon as possible. After the need for the loan increase is discovered, the SBA will not consider a request for a loan increase received more than 2 years from the date of the loan approval. Hopefully, 2 years from now, our situation will no longer be a situation. It'll just be forgotten about, man, because this shit sucks. Deadline for return. Okay, we don't even know that. Usually, if you get approved, you have to return the signed documents within 30 days. Civil and criminal penalties. Whoever wrongfully misapplies the proceeds of SBA disaster loan shall be civilly liable to the administration in an amount equal to 1 1/2 times. So 1.5 times the original principal amount. So, mine's is what, 10? So I'll have to get them 25 grand if I fucking fucked around and spent it on the wrong shit. And if I don't pay, I can go to prison or both. I got to pay the shit and go to jail. Result of violation of the loan authorization agreement. If borrower violates any terms or conditions of this loan authorization agreement, loan will be in default. The SBA may declare all or any part of the indebtedness immediately due payable. Damn. Disbursements. Disbursements will be made by and at the discretion of the SBA counsel in accordance with the loan authorization and agreement and the general requirements of the SBA. No disbursements will be made later than 6 months from the date of this loan authorization and agreement unless SBA and its sole discretion extends the disbursement period. As you can see, I scrolled past it, but I didn't sign off on this shit. For me, I think it's a pretty good goddamn deal, man. If you have any questions, make sure that you drop it in the comments. If you have any advice for me, I would appreciate that as well. Drop in the comments if you think I should do it. Should I pull the trigger on this? What do you think the downsides could be? And I didn't want to talk about the loan being forgivable because me researching, I saw videos and stuff, but I couldn't actually find anything that said for sure. Because what I was seeing was that as long as you spend it on business stuff, on your actual business, then it could be forgivable. But I couldn't find that before recording this video, so I didn't want to say, yeah, it's forgivable and be wrong. Other than that, hopefully you guys have a great day. Hopefully this video finds you in great health, and I'll see you in the next one.